Okay, good people of South Africa, how you guys doing? I hope you are all doing well. I had a peaceful night's sleep last night, even though when the news came, it came when I was already asleep and I saw a notification when I was going to the bathroom that Mazui Kuba is found and he's alive. Of course, I did not go back to bed because I got excited. As a matter of fact, I did a little small scream like, and punching the air like, oh my goodness, we did this. We did this. We did this. We put pressure on the people that may be, operative word here is may be involved in his disappearance in the past month. However, yesterday I spoke about our education system, how it is creating dumb products of this education system. And I get proven right every time. Sometimes I wish that I would be proven wrong about this education system, but it always comes to say you are right. You see in the comments, you see with people setting up cameras and speaking about whatever topic, and then you try to understand the topic, number one, because a topic is supposed to empower. Number two, a topic is supposed to create discussion, debates, where we end up agreeing to disagree if we have to. Topics are meant to inform. They are meant to also give some food for thought so that you yourself can reshape this discussion that you heard and put it, or either put it into practice or see it in a different perspective. That's what it's supposed to do. When you are sitting and watching my YouTube video, I want you to have takeaways. And then when you have that takeaway, you discuss that takeaway with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues, and of course in the comments section. And that's the whole purpose. The purpose is to have us to talk and think critically about the topics that are brought by my channel or any other channel for that matter. But you will have those that will set up and just speak. Just speak. But because I've done this before several times, I get invited to YouTube events and some events, and there are people that I follow. And we will have a small little discussion. I'm like, hey, there's a topic that you discussed one time. And this is what I thought about it. And they're like, oh God, please, please. You can tell they are asking not to have a discussion on this because they have no insight of it. At that moment, it is something that they heard people talk about. They regurgitated it on their channels. And there's absolutely no attachment to that topic at all. And so, of course, I can read the room. I can read between the lines. So I will change the topic not to embarrass them. Now, let's come back to Mazui. Mazui was found, and because of the way, I think it was either ENC or SABC, I can't remember who it was, when they made the announcement of the finding of Mazui Kuba, they use a very unfortunate terminology. He presented himself. It's like, okay, guys, I've been missing because I've been a little bit naughty. So because of everything that is going on, let me go and present myself to the police and say, ta-da! That's what the word presenting yourself means. Not he appeared at the police station. Even that word itself is problematic, but there had to be a word that was appropriate so that the dumbed down, educated South Africans don't take this word presented and run with it. Already we saw the Red Beret. They are calling for Mazui Kuba to be arrested for fake kidnapping, they're saying. Why do you think they're saying that? Because of the word presented himself to the police. As if he was being sought after by police for committing a crime. And so he handed yourself and presented yourself. Sounds similar, don't you think? So all the conspiracy theorists came out. Remember, these conspiracy theorists are not critical thinkers, because this is what a critical thinker would say. Number one, allegedly. That's what a critical thinker will say. Allegedly, Mazui Kuba has been found and he's alive. Allegedly, he's at the Vosloorus police station, allegedly getting questioned. But it is also said, allegedly, he is not in a good shape and therefore he is going to be medically treated. Now, that's what a critical thinker, that's the first thing they will do. They will use words allegedly because it's not a fact yet. We don't know what the full story is, which brings me to my second point, what a critical thinker would do. A critical thinker will say, okay, I guess we'll just have to wait until we hear the full story once Mr. Kuba has recovered and is comfortable enough to speak about his trauma. Trauma being the operative word here. It's not like we are going to get all the answers now. That's not going to happen. If he's brave enough and he wants justice, maybe he might talk through the trauma he went through. And of course, he's going to relive that trauma. If indeed, you see, again, a critical thinker would use words such as if, maybe. They don't just jump into a swimming pool just because it is blue, and when they hit their head on the floor of the pool and discover it was empty, now you have a broken neck. That is what this education system has created. People that jump the gun. They jump the gun because of certain way of how the presenter in the channel news presented the introduction of finding of Mazui Kuba. Now, what does this do? It delegitimizes everything, from the fact that Mazui has been approached 5 times by Pakistani and Ethiopians asking him to sell his shop because no South African is allowed to have a tuck shop in South Africa. That now goes away. Why? Because people now are going to be asking questions. Why should we believe that story to begin with? 2, it also takes away the fact that we have our informal economy hijacked by people purported to be refugees, asylum seekers, because their countries are at war. And I'm going to ask a question right now to all the Enju Mutaka products. What war is in Somalia right now? What war is in Ethiopia right now? What war, apart from South Sudan and Sudan, the DRC, where we know there are active wars, where else on the African continent that there are wars? In Bangladesh, in Pakistan, are there wars? Yeah, I didn't think so. That is what you're supposed to think about. You are not focused. You are ready to set up camera and spew nothing but nonsense. You are ready with your fingers to X away on X, asking silly questions. Questions only come after there has been an explanation. That is why you see governments, you see organizations have spokespeople. Why? So that after they have delivered what they want to deliver to you, whether they're spinning it, meaning they are lying, or they are telling the real truth about whatever it is that they want you to be aware of in a form of access to information, that's when you can start forming your own speculations, your conspiracy theories, and then start making calls such as what the EFF, from what I have heard, has said that Kuba must be arrested for wasting the state's resources by faking his kidnapping. Again, EFF, and I've said this before, people that follow the EFF are the epitome of Enju Mutaka victimization. You all are victims. You cannot think beyond your nose. You don't ask questions. You just jump into an empty pool because it is blue. Yeah. It's sad. You need to be called out. You need to be called out. Anyways, let's talk about the other issue of Somali women that has South Africans talking. I am not shocked because I have done this story before on this channel that Ethiopians, Somalis, and other illegal foreigners in the country, they are getting paid SASA. And it's not just SASA, NFSAs as well. And I said, if I am wrong and the government is watching, please prove me wrong. I think there was even a court case at some point where a judge actually agreed that asylum seekers and refugees must get SASA grants. I left it at that. There was even it was around the same time where I was discussing a child that is born with disability, the worst disability, cerebral palsy. It's an Angolan child that was born in Angola to Angolan parents, and the father and the mother, they knew coming to South Africa was going to give their child a good quality life. What they did was they applied to come to South Africa for a visitor's visa, like a tourist visa. Of course, they were granted the tourist visa. And they knew exactly in South Africa where to go to so that when they overstay, they're welcome, because that was the plan. To overstay so that the child gets medical treatment, the best medical treatment for their child here in South Africa, because in Angola, it's super expensive. Super expensive. So most children that are born with cerebral palsy, I'm Zulu, R's are a little bit of a problem. Other the children, they end up dead because they're not getting the best medical treatment. So they came to South Africa, and I think, indeed, the visa was 7 days. 7 days later, that's it. They decided to go to the Red Cross, if I'm not mistaken, and the Red Cross took their matter, and the child was now getting medical treatment in South Africa. And the child's medical treatment is one of the most expensive. We're talking millions here, and we're not talking millions a year. We're talking per treatment. So the father stayed in South Africa for 6 months and he disappeared. He literally abandoned his wife and his disabled child. To this very day is nowhere to be found. From other people, they're saying, oh, he remarried, he has a new wife and new children. And she remained in South Africa. Now, the Red Cross was running out of funds, and they knew very well who was going to take care of this child. Yeah, South African taxpayers. So they took the matter to court. They took the Minister of Home Affairs, Aaron Motsoaledi, at the time to court. And the court, what it did, instead of making a decisive decision, it takes the whole matter back to the hands of the Minister of Home Affairs, Aaron Motsoaledi. But the order was to be humane. We know when to be humane, what it means. Keep the child in South Africa. Let South Africans take care of this child until whenever. We're supposed to foot the bill. I don't know how far the story is because I've never seen any updates on it. So the point that I'm trying to make here, these illegal foreigners, they're illegal because in Somalia, there is no war. I understand if there was a war and then they are here on asylum, but then again, if we are going to put in place the first safe country principle, South Africa isn't the first safe country. For Somalis, it's Ethiopia, it is Kenya, Eritrea, Uganda. It's supposed to be East African issue, not South Africa or Southern African issue. They got here and they started demanding things the moment they started settling in, and they were looking around and saying, how can we benefit out of these stupid people called South Africans? Oh, we need to go to SASA because those people, just like the Home Affairs officials, they are corrupt. They applied for SASA grants. Or when they realized that, no, let's solidify this. The South African law, it seems to favor us. Let's solidify it by going to court. The court says, yeah, everyone who lives in South Africa, It belongs to them, and therefore taxpayers' money too belongs to them. So give them the grants. So I think there were some changes which I've been looking for that prohibits these Somalis from getting SASA grants anymore. Hence this lady jumping up and down and crying and demanding from our government that her SASA grant be reinstated. Can you imagine marching in Somalia? The act that she's committed by marching, she would have lost her head. And I mean literally. But oh yeah, in South Africa, it's like this. That is why she has the audacity to come and tell South African taxpayers to pay her and her children. Now, guys, I'm busy compiling a video of what happened in Minnesota, USA, and the Somali community. Oh, please tell me, what do you see? Tell me, what do you see? Because that's exactly what this lady is demanding for. Americans woke up and realized that they've been robbed of between $9 billion to $18 billion. How much that is, let's do some mathematics in my head. What is 9 multiplied by 16? Well, let's say 16.66. Roughly 150 billion rand. 150 billion rand. But now it's between 9 to $18 billion. Let's say it's $18 billion. So that is about 300 billion rand. The very same Somali community robbed the government of Minnesota. I'm going to show you what dangers we are facing too with SASA. Remember how they started this? They started this by some women, Somali women in Gqeberha, going to march at the Home Affairs office in Gqeberha, and to make demands. The first demand they wanted is their language, Somali, to be recognized. 2, once the Somali language is recognized, they must employ Somalis into Home Affairs in Gqeberha, on whose taxpayers' money. The third thing that they demanded to be documented. Oh yeah, they demanded to be documented. 4, they made an insult to workers, South Africans that work at Gqeberha Home Affairs. They said they can't speak English. They are bad at English. You are here making demands, and on top of that, you add insults. And then we saw also, just this year alone, was it this year or late last year? Again, a group of Somalis managed to penetrate a board of directors in the Eastern Cape. I think it is Beaufort West, if I'm not mistaken, demanding almost the same thing. They want their languages to be recognized in that hospital. So that means hire Somalis in hospitals in Eastern Cape. On whose SARS money? Because they're going to have to earn. And who has to pay them? Yeah, South African taxpayer. They demanded for so many things. Of course, Action SA, as well as some community members in that area. Yeah, they went up in arms. So you need to understand how these people, the Somalis, work. Remember, their culture is piracy. I'm the captain now. And that's exactly what they are doing here. And if you think for 1 second they are done with us, oh, please. They come from the most violent nations on earth. Some of them who are tuck shop owners, they own guns. They've threatened South Africans with those guns. But they became a little bit smart. They thought, no, let's not have blood in our hands literally. Let's hire Inkabi, South Africans, Inkabi, to unalive South Africans that do not comply with their piracy. Yes, this entire tuck shop industry, it is almost 35 billion rand worth. These people take about 35 billion rand from us. Who's Boo Boo the Fool? It's you and me. Because whenever we don't want to hop on our cars or take a taxi to a South African business like Pick and Pay, ShopRite, Checker, I know what you're going to say, but because it's convenient to walk a few steps and go, hi, my friend, I need some bread. And that bread that they're giving you is fake. You're an animal to them. And by the way, Somalis do not like people with this type of hair and this type of skin color. You know what they call us? Jariers. It's an equivalent of the word kafir. Kafir. That is why they treat us the way they do. We discarded. We are a curse in their eyes. Hey guys, do your research. Don't take it from me because you must say, Clances, I'm telling you, I might even post a video if I remember when I'm editing right here of a Somali girl explaining the whole Somali colorism and racism and why we are called jurors. That means you are half human and half animal. Somalis, the ones that are taking our tax money and demanding for our tax money to be reinstated to them. Oh, by the way, they don't come with 1 or 2 children. Oh, bakikiza. It's like a manufacturing factory of children. So if they are going for grants and they go for childcare grant, 1 woman with 12 children. You guys, I'm compiling this video. It should come out in the new week. Actually, why am I even compiling video? There are videos already on my other channel called Clantis It's called Clantis Podcast. You will see those videos. I made them. And I made them linked with what is going on in Minnesota. Please go there. Clantis Podcast. All those videos are there. I don't know why I'm even... Okay. It's that I went back to my old notes. Go and watch those videos. They are there. They are not too far. In fact, from December 2025. From December 2025 going up, you will see what I'm talking about. That's exactly what they want to do to the South African government. Now, the question is, why did they SASA stopped 7 months ago? What changed? What did the people that were giving these people grants discovered? Was it because of the Minnesota issue? Or is it because they got caught? SIU, we need you here. Scorpions, we need you here. Something isn't right. And the current minister of social welfare, questionable character. Oh, very questionable character she is. Anyways, I don't know what you guys think about this situation. But all I am saying to you, do not be surprised by Somalis.
So Somalis aren't just welfare queens in America, they're welfare queens all over the world. I want you to listen to some of these numbers. In Norway, 73% of Somali immigrants are on government aid. In Sweden, 64% of Somali immigrants do not have jobs or education. In Denmark, 69% of Somali immigrants are on public benefits. And in America, according to President Donald Trump, 88% of Somali immigrants in the United States of America right now rely on a welfare program. So the question is, not only why are we bringing in so many people that are just coming here and becoming dependents of the state, the other question is, why are we bringing so many people here that become left-wing activists, start talking crap about America, and then all of a sudden start scamming the local and federal government to enrich themselves? I can go story after story after story. There's a woman in Minnesota right now that's living in a $1 million house that was paid for by laundered government money, and the partner, her husband, who bought the house, his name is still on it, but he has fled somewhere else. They can't find him. We all know the feeding our children scandal that's going on in Minnesota right now, where they've literally stolen hundreds of billions of dollars from local and federal governments. So the question is, why are we importing so many people from Somalia into America?
And this is not to say something that is false. It's not false. The culture of piracy is wherever they land is to pillage that place. In Europe, Denmark, I think I might even show you a video. In America, 80% of Somalis are on welfare, or at least they were on welfare. 80%. They bring nothing to the table. Europe has also found out the most difficult of ways. How Somalis bring nothing to the table, but they mooch out of the coffers of, I think, the Netherlands. And you think they are here to help us build South Africa? You must be crazy. They are not here to help build South Africa. They are here to milk us dry. So we are fighting too many battles in South Africa. Oh, way too many battles. And guess who's complicit and even complacent? Government. They put us here and they are looking the other way. For us to fend for ourselves. That also includes our safety and security. What have we done to you, ANC? Please, I would love to know. Just let us know, what sin did we commit that was so grave to the ANC to hate us this much? Please help us understand. Please, I am begging you, because we are fighting in a dark here. We don't know what exactly did we do, but we need to defend ourselves. We're getting attacked. And whenever they show their ugly heads, they are reprimanding us, which proves the hatred they have on us. They loathe us. The ANC. Loathe us. What did we do to you? What did we do to you to deserve this pain? Anyways, fellow South Africans, I will see you later. Goodbye.